more exciting for the dedication. So, Stuart, we're good. Okay. Share with us what you wish about what happened with the call, how that happened.
You know, that seems to be overwhelming, and it is. Nobody ever plans that in their life. But I had a sense of peace. I still see President Oaks with his very loving way of extending the call to be an apostle of the Lord, and I thought I would die. Not at all. I felt his love, and especially the love of the Lord, and I felt so peaceful that it was the right thing to do, and the Lord was calling me. And I was grateful for the call, for the trust that He's put in me by the Lord and by prophets and apostles.
I couldn't help but think about your family, not only your children, but your parents. They were pioneers in France. What did they say?
Yeah, my parents are pioneers in France, and I called them just before it was announced officially by the church. And it was midnight in France. They were wondering, what's happening? And it was a moment of emotion for me because I owe everything to them in terms of the gospel of Jesus Christ. 1963, that's the year I was born. 6 months later, they entered the waters of baptism. And that was a big decision for them. I'm sure they didn't know exactly what they were doing, but they just felt it was right for them and for me. I was the oldest, just born baby. And so I'm grateful for them.
And your children, what did they say?
And the children, we call them also one by one. They all responded with their unique personality. And, but we are all together in there, in the gospel, from the beginning. They are very strong in the gospel, and each one of them with their unique sets of skills and genuine character. They love the Lord. And so they are all in. And of course, there was a lot of emotion because everything that touches family is you feel the love that you have for each one of them so much.
Yes. You have, in the calling of presiding bishop, traveled the world and had so many experiences. What will help you now as you go forward as an apostle, do you think, from those experiences that you have already had?
I've enjoyed traveling the world as a presiding bishop and seeing the diversity of the conditions of people and trying to adapt the temporal affairs of the church, but also trying our best to help those in need. That was part of my responsibilities, to care for those in need. And you get to know the diversity of the world quite well. And I'm grateful for that experience because it's going to guide me in ministering to the people in a way they can understand it. The gospel message is the same all over the world. Everybody is a son and daughter of God. But the environment in which people live is a diverse environment, and so there are those that live in very simple conditions, others in different conditions, and so I'm looking forward to adapting my message and my testimony to the understanding of everyone.
You've also had much experience with interfaith relations and seen the church rise in prominence, shall we say, in different parts of the world. That experience you take with you as well, the interfaith experience.
Right. It's when you grow up in France, most of your friends or colleagues at work are not members of our church, if not all. You love your little community of saints, but the people you live with, your neighbors are all from different religions or no religion at all. And so you learn from their questions. And their questions are always, oh, what kind of church is this? And there are different ways of responding, but I just like to explain the name of the church. The Church of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is in the center of Latter-day Saints. The saints are the disciples of the Lord. It's such a simple message. A lot of things can be said about the church, but the name of the church encapsulates everything.
Everyone has to find his or her own testimony at a certain time. How old were you, do you think, when you had your own testimony?
I can't remember a time I didn't have a testimony. So my testimony has grown, for sure. But I think a very defining moment in my life was at age 11 when I read the Book of Mormon. I'm sure I skipped a few passages, but I'm sure I didn't understand all of it, but I felt the spirit of it, and I knew that it was a true story of the people of God. And I developed a personal relationship with Jesus Christ through the scriptures. I've always had a genuine love for the history of the church. Living in France, the history of the church was another continent, the United States, and things that were far from me, but I just loved it. Joseph Smith, the prophet, and the incredible history of those first pioneers in the church and settling in Salt Lake City. So that's all been part of my culture, my life. I grew up with it, loving the Lord and loving His church.
You grew up with a love of music too. Where did that come from?
My parents told me that I loved singing when I was 2 or 3 years old, and they thought I was good at singing, and so they thought I should play the piano, and it's been a big part of my life. It's something I like to do. I would like to do more, actually. I don't have so much time. But my first calling in the church was at age 12. I was called back in primary, just out of primary, called back into primary to be the pianist. And then I was the ward pianist for many, many, many years. Sang in the choir, state choir with my family, my wife, and our children. So we are a musical family. It's part of expressing the gospel, and the great advantage of music is you don't need to speak all those languages. Everybody can understand it and receive it.
Would you tell me what you love most about your association and serving with President Oaks?
Oh. As you know, for the past years, as a presiding bishop, I reported to the First Presidency, so we had many, many meetings with him, first as a counselor and now as a president. And I believe he's the most humble and at the same time the smartest and the most powerful person I know. There's something about this, how power can be expressed by someone so humble. And really, President and Sister Oaks are the most wonderful people to travel with. We enjoyed a few of those trips with them, and it was joy all the way through.
That's great. What are you most looking forward to, you and Sister Caussé, about this new calling?
So we'll take some time to discover a lot of things, but we've been around members of the Quorum of the 12 for a long time, and so we know it's very demanding, time-wise, energy-wise. But what I look forward the most, what I look forward to is being with the members of the church and traveling the world and meeting some of the best people that can be found in the world. And so trying to minister to them and to strengthen their faith, calling others to join the fold of Christ is a privilege I'm looking forward to.
Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I hope you can cut this.
Oh, we will.
Sometime still my second language, so.
You speak it beautifully.
Thank
I can
you.
listen to you all day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.